so I'm going to be going over a couple trades that I sent out in the server last night on this coin FET. So this is a crypto coin. So both of these entries were sent out in my channel last night. I believe this was the first one here. That was an update for it, and then the second one was somewhere down here, around here I think. So basically, I'm just going to go over this from beginning to finish, how I analyze this coin from the top down, so you guys can get an idea of how we do things here. So as always, we're going to start with the daily time frame to make sure it's valid, and it is. The only thing that we need to look for on the daily is that it's holding a 3M candle, which it is right here. And then so that means we can set it onto the 4-hour, and the 4-hour was in a couple breaks down at the time, but we do know that because of the way that we study models in this server, this is in a reaccumulation model, so we are valid to go for longs and step down to the 1-hour. The 1-hour was also in an accumulation model here, and it was also valid by holding a triple M, a 3M, which it did right here, and then it updated to right here. So that means that we were valid to step down to the 5-minute. And as you know, the 5-minute is where we take our entries. So let's go down to the 5-minute. And I'm actually just going to rewind it to before we sent the signal. So as always, you're going to start from the left to the right, look at the order of the breaks on the 5-minute to determine what model and what stage you're in. So we can start from here. We have several breaks down here, then 2 up, 1 down. That is a redistribution model, but then 1 up directly after that is accumulation. Then 2 down and 1 up, that's still accumulation. So when we re-enter into accumulation here, what we're looking for is a cluster to happen, which puts us into stage 1, which happens right here. So when price breaks up, comes back and taps our demand zone here, and then continues up again to make a second break, that puts us into stage 1. Once we're in stage 1, we're valid to look for entries. So if you play it forward, I took this unmitigated demand zone from the second break here, and then we tapped into it, but I was looking for a triple M candle to enter on. We didn't get one, so what I waited for was a fractal break to happen, which happened from this candle right here. And then once we got a 3M, I put a buy stop right above the candle, stop loss right below the low, and this would have been when I sent out that signal. And then as you can see, we would have put our stop loss to break even right after we get 2 engulfing candles. So this is an engulfing candle, and then we have another one right there. From there, once we hit 6RR up here, as you can see, this was 6RR. I sent out that I am taking 50% out of my profits. So basically we secured 3RR or 3% on that move right there, and then we're still holding 50% of that. So let's continue to play it forward. And then after we made a third break here, and we had this unmitigated, I'll just zoom this out to make it a bit easier to see. We had this unmitigated demand zone from the third break. As we do know, we are valid to take entries up to break 3 while we're in stage 1. This is something that we teach in the server as well. And basically I was just looking for another 3M candle in this zone to take a second entry. So I was still holding 50% of this one, and then we got a 3M candle right there. So I put a second order up, and then the stop loss would have been to break even after these 2 engulfing candles right here. We played this forward, and then at this point, sorry, it wasn't at that point yet, right here, when we had this break, we had that break right there. It was around 4:30 in the morning, so I decided to put the stop loss for both of these trades, trail it to this low right here. So then we did end up getting tagged out. So this one was a plus 1.4%, and then this one, the remaining 50% of this position closed at 3.6. So that is half of 3.6 is 1.8, plus the other 3% that we secured from the partial at 6R up here. So that's 4.8, so it's actually 4.8, and then we also secured 1.4 on this move. So there was a total of 6.2 RR gain on these 2 trades. Or if you're risking 1% of your portfolio, this would be a 6.2% gain on your account, which is huge. I think a lot of people in the server did take this, so GG's to everyone there. And then this actually ended up running a lot more overnight, which is unfortunate. If I was awake, I probably would have kept this one open at least to manage, but I had to go to sleep. It was 4:30. But yeah, anyways, that was just a quick recap of these trades on FET from last night in the server. And yeah, many more of these videos to come. Cool. See you later.